15 miracle foods that can work wonders to remove plaque from the blood vessels. 1 out of every 3 people suffers from high cholesterol, and still, all these foods will help in lowering cholesterol naturally. I have studied loads of research and scientific papers to bring you the best foods to rinse your blood vessels. In today's video, let's talk about the best foods that are going to help you fight plaque buildup in your arteries and at the same time prevent cardiovascular diseases. But before we jump onto specific foods, could we ask you one small thing? If you find this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. Let's look at what causes the buildup of plaque in the arteries. Arteries are described as the blood vessels conveying oxygenated blood from the heart to other parts of the body. As you are aware, the human body relies on the availability of oxygen in order to survive. Hence, the arteries have a very crucial function. At times, our eating habits and way of life choke the arteries, and this situation becomes the cause of heart attacks or heart strokes. The issue is termed atherosclerosis, and it keeps going unnoticed until one starts to show some symptoms such as chest pain. Atherosclerosis is described as the thickening or hardening of the walls of an artery due to the collection of plaque on the inner walls of one's artery. So, what causes plaque in the arteries? Plaque consists of fatty deposits, cholesterol, cellular waste, calcium, and fibrin. As it accumulates in the arteries, the arterial walls thicken and stiffen. The signs and symptoms of atherosclerosis can develop gradually and may be few, as plaque builds up slowly in the artery. Symptoms can also vary depending on the affected artery. However, when a major artery is blocked, the signs and symptoms can be severe, like those during a heart attack, stroke, or blood clot. And what does it cause? This plaque builds up along the inner walls of the artery. What else? What you see there is an awful lot of inflammation, and a high sugar diet, especially excess sugar, plays, of course, a giant role. What else? A high level of LDL cholesterol. What makes it much higher is a high sugar and high carbohydrate diet. And when you see this, almost always, it's not per se cholesterol. It's the protein that carries the cholesterol. Cholesterol is always bound to something. It's never floating through your arteries like you see in science class. It's not floating, it's attached to something. It's often like a bandage with calcium, and then you get fibrous tissue, like cement, protein cement, mixed in with calcium and cholesterol, like a bandage. So, having said that, let's look at what kind of food you'd be eating to minimize the plaque in your arteries, and maybe even prevent other cardio-related illnesses. Let's go over key things to help prevent, slow down, or even reverse plaque buildup in your arteries. Let's kick it off with vitamin K2. Vitamin K is an essential fat-soluble vitamin required by the body for a small number of different functions, of which the most crucial is the healthy blood clotting process. There are 2 forms of vitamin K, K1 and K2. We will speak only of K2 in this video. Why do you need vitamin K2? Vitamin K2 could reduce the possibility of causing cardiovascular impairment and enhance heart health. Studies have shown that vitamin K2 activates a protein that resists calcium deposits in the walls of blood vessels. This, therefore, indicated a diet rich in natural vitamin K2 could be a factor in reducing the risk of coronary heart disease. Healthy circulation prompts the presence of smooth and flexible blood vessels so as to reduce the risk of bad clots of blood and heart ailment. This action is mainly caused by vitamin K2. Studies have also shown that for every 10 micrograms of vitamin K2 consumed in a day, there is a 9% reduction in the risk of dying from heart disease. Scientists have advised people to take 10 to 45 micrograms to be consumed each day to achieve this factor. So, what are the best foods for vitamin K2? Vitamin K2 is generally found in fermented products and animal products. Let's review some of them. Beef liver. Beef liver is among the most nutritious meat products, with a daily intake of vitamin A, riboflavin, folic acid, and copper. Also, a 100g serving quantity delivers over 11 micrograms of vitamin K2, thus making it the best meat-based source of this specific vitamin. However, beef liver should not be consumed in excess of 100g per week, as the vitamin A content is very high and overdosing could turn harmful. Cheese. Cheeses are one of the best, richest sources of vitamin K2. Cheeses are also rich in calcium, vitamin A, and proteins. The content of vitamin K2 differs in different types of cheese, but in general, it increases with aging for all sorts. The following are the vitamin K2-rich cheese types and the amounts measured in 50 grams serving size. Munster, 50 mcg micrograms of vitamin K2. Camembert, 34 mcg. Edam and Gouda, about 32 mcg micrograms. Cheddar, 12 mcg. Sauerkraut, literal fermented cabbage, but with this unique sour flavor added. The fermentation brings on many good benefits for our health, like promoting good gut health and supporting the immune system. The amount of vitamin K2 found in sauerkraut is 3 micrograms per half cup. Chicken. If you are not a fan of organ meats, then chicken is your K2 bird. Chicken has 5 to 10 times as much vitamin K2 as beef or pork. It contains 10 micrograms per 100 gram serving. Natto. Natto is a Japanese fermented soybean dish that contains a large number of nutrients good for the intestines and is the highest vitamin K2 source. 1 tablespoon of natto, for instance, contains approximately 100 to 150 mcg of vitamin K2, about twice the recommended intake. Egg yolk. An egg yolk contains from 67 to 180 micrograms of vitamin K2. This content entirely depends on what feeds the hen. Lately, however, most diets fed to chickens have vitamin K fortification, and this content is supplied to the egg. But a bird fed only corn or soy-based diets is more likely to succumb to a vitamin K deficiency. Eel. While most sources of vitamin K2 come from animal products, eel offers an alternative to a fish. There are 63 micrograms in a 100g serving of eel, which meets your recommended daily intake. Now, the other thing that's really critical to talk about with regard to arterial health is biofilms. A biofilm is a colony of microbes which builds igloos or calcium shells to protect themselves and pass below the radar, so that calcium plaque in the arteries may have a whole microbial community below that plaque. And biofilms tend to hang out on rough edges. There have been multiple studies documenting the presence of periodontal bacteria in the plaque-filled arteries and living with the same types of bacteria in your mouth. It's worth noting that periodontal bacteria are typically pathogenic bacteria. Why are the same ones living in the gums traveling through the bloodstream to the heart? Now, remember, in the mouth, there are over 700 different types of species, including different types of bacteria. Bacterial translocation allows microbes to move from the intestines to the bloodstream. Now, this same mechanism also allows the bacteria that live in your gums to go into the bloodstream. When you've got bleeding gums, you open up the floodgates. Literally, you make little highways for microbes to pass from the gums to the bloodstream. All the more reason to eat lots and lots of vitamin C-rich food. Vitamin C-rich foods support the immune system and keep the mouth healthy so that this translocation doesn't take place and the unfortunate consequences that may follow do not take place. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin found in many foods, particularly in fruits and vegetables. It acts as an antioxidant. The required daily intake is 90 milligrams for an adult man and 75 milligrams for an adult woman. So, what can we say about the foods having the highest vitamin C? Yellow bell peppers. Sweet bell peppers increase in their vitamin C content as they ripen. A large yellow bell pepper has 342 milligrams of vitamin C. Oranges. Like other citruses, oranges are an excellent source of vitamin C. Oranges are a massively consumed fruit, thus representing a huge source of vitamin C in diets. One medium-sized orange has 80 milligrams of vitamin C. Cantaloupe. This juicy and very sweet fiber fruit is high in vitamin A and vitamin C. 1 cup of sliced cantaloupe contains 17 milligrams of vitamin C. Papayas, 1 cup, 145 g, contains 90 mg of vitamin C, or 98% of the daily recommended value. Lemons. 1 whole lemon carries a total of 45 milligrams of vitamin C, 50% of the recommended daily value. Oxidation, the browning or loss of color in other fruits, can be retarded simply by adding lemon juice to them. On the belief that vitamin C in lemon juice is also an antioxidant, there is visual proof of such because it is able to present the ability to retard the browning of other fruits and foods. Next, we have another vitamin that is very important for cardiovascular health. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is one of the most important vitamins for maintaining your cardiovascular system health. First, it helps prevent damage inside the arterial walls. If you get a deficiency of vitamin E, which is a very potent antioxidant, you can have a lot of oxidation and inflammation. Therefore, vitamin E is very, very important. It is also important for the heart, for the muscle itself, to maintain very high levels of oxygenation and not to cause a real heart attack. Foods rich in vitamin E include avocados. Avocados are a versatile fruit that contains very little sugar and many nutrients. In 100 g of avocado, there are 2 milligrams. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are particularly rich in vitamin E and selenium. They function as antioxidants to protect your body's cells from free radical damage, which plays a role in several chronic diseases. 28 g of sunflower seeds contains 7 milligrams of vitamin E, or 50% of the recommended daily value. Of vitamin E, the same portion also contains 10 milligrams of vitamin C, making it a healthy addition to many meals and snacks. Avocados also contain more potassium than bananas. Butternut squash. Butternut squash is a tasty vegetable common in many fall and winter dishes. There are 1.5 milligrams of vitamin E in 100 grams of baked butternut squash. Trout. A 100 g serving of trout contains 2 milligrams of vitamin E. Trout is also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, beneficial for health. The other highly essential aspect of improving the health of one's heart involves omega-3. They are key elements in building healthy cardiovascular health. Omega-3s are essential elements for building brain cells and regulating many body functions. They are most crucial to the heart, protecting individuals from strokes and ensuring a steady heart rate. Besides, they lower levels of blood triglycerides, slow the hardening of the arteries in the body, and reduce blood pressure to some extent. At least 2 servings of omega-3 rich fish in the food, according to the American Heart Association, remain a hallmark for such benefits to be realized. Notably, fatty varieties of fish remain essential, for which wild salmon, trout, and sardines are all key representatives. Most notable among them, sardines have been noted specifically for their richness in protein, omega-3, vitamin D, iron, and calcium. Compounded, these make the variety of fish an excellent nutritional wealth for cardiovascular health. Providing them as a routine item in your diet schedule will go a very long way in ensuring better heart and vascular health. But always remind yourself that even then, you still have to consult with your doctor regarding changes in the diet you make. chances are that your needs and health conditions differ from the others, so those differences matter a lot. Thank you for watching our show. Until next time, take care.